Over the last month, I've deleted all my social media, and the only media that was really around me was my messenger on my phone and my two roommates for the most part, and of course people I saw while I was attending college. Even though I didn't transform into like a god or some billionaire, beat Andrew Tate in a chess match and then, bought the Bugatti too. I don't. Is there other types of Bugattis? I don't know. I'm a broke boy. I'm eating dry ramen noodle about every day. So, anyway, even though that didn't happen to me, I did go through some very interesting habit changes, and honestly, I found some pretty crazy stuff that I was doing subconsciously. But more into that later. Honestly, the only reason why I wanted to do this was because my screen time was so high. I was spending hours just scrolling through TikTok for no reason. And honestly, my grades weren't looking the best, so I was like, you know what? I'm about to put down all these social medias to see if it's genuinely going to affect my happiness or if I'm going to be able to survive by just using Messenger and common apps on the phone. Another reason why I wanted to actually personally get rid of my social media was because these apps are so ridiculously good at keeping you on. They're so good, in fact, that they literally send you TikTok feeds to your Gmail if you're not on the app. I get these all the time. They're literally just feeds that they're like, we think you'd be interested in this, click on our video. And then they're actually sending you notifications to your phone as well if you haven't used the apps in a while. If you ever noticed you haven't used like TikTok in a little bit, it'll send you a notification and be like, hey, you haven't done your daily 3-4 hour scrolling yet. You might want to get on the app and do that for us, because they know they're going to be feeding you the correct content. I actually made a diagram. I don't know if it's on here or not, but I'll put it somewhere on the screen for you guys. But basically, that is how it works. They have all the content in a giant blender, and then they pick out what is going to be interesting to you, the things you're interested in. For me, it would be like, fitness, Super Smash Brothers, things like that. And then they throw it in your feed. Obviously, they're going to have the feed be geared towards your interest to keep you on the app longer. So yeah, social media is pretty good at keeping people on, judging how it's $1 billion business. So I wanted to see if I could kind of avoid it. So you can see how your brain getting the thing it wants over and over and over again. This includes things like, explicit videos that pertain to like the male audience, and they're just gonna feed you that, and then you got a bunch of guys commenting, oh my god, she's so hot, I literally need her to sit on my face right now, bro, please, please. And it's like, bro, you've been using this app for like 6 hours now, and you also haven't actually gotten any real girl in over a year. I think it's time to move on. Shit, am I talking to myself? At this point, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, you can see how you could just get stuck in a time loop of at least like 6 hours on social media. You will be surprised if you looked at your screen time of just the amount of pointless apps you use every day, when instead you could be using that to do literally anything else, like nap is like the bare minimum effort thing, or maybe what I started doing more, which is like writing down notes for schoolwork, or just kind of putting your energy somewhere else. When I started this challenge, I started to observe habits of mine that I didn't even know existed. There are 24 hours in a day. Let's say 8 of them you sleep. You probably don't even remember what you did over those 16 hours, but a lot of them had to do with your cravings and just your simple habits that you do. After deleting these apps on my phone, would go to the bathroom or sit down on the couch after like eating something. I'm just like going in that relaxed mindset, like, oh, I really don't want to do anything. I just want to be entertained. Guaranteed a lot of people go through that feeling. But I would find myself literally clicking where the app was located before, and it didn't even exist. I was doing it subconsciously, because if I was doing it consciously, I would have thought, that app doesn't exist, what am I doing? But I would literally go into the folder and click where the app used to be. That's how you know that you're literally programmed to open these apps and then just sit there and scroll. So once I actually figured out, oh, this app doesn't exist, my brain then turned back on, and I was like, right, my social media is deleted. Maybe I should go use this time to do something productive. And it actually worked. And I want to preference something real quick. I am not the most productive person ever. I am not better than anybody in any way. I'm just a about to be 21-year-old trying to build my habits and trying to honestly make my space the most productive it can be, and just honestly learn more, I guess. Like, I did not expect myself to just be able to like click on those apps subconsciously, not even realizing it, even though I deleted those apps for days. It was not just one day after. It was literally a week to maybe even a little over a week. I was still doing it until I actually got used to them being deleted. It was kind of a change. Alright, real quick, let's talk about the upsides of social media before I talk about the upsides of not having social media. And we all know these, they're pretty common. First of all, everybody's connected. You can reach out to your friends very fast. You can see their updates, what they're doing in life. Friends and family that you wouldn't be able to see unless 200 years ago you took the old horse and buggy and traveled for 4 days, and then, your tire broke, and then now you're sick, and now the plague's back, and all that good stuff. Now you can just check their Facebook profile and see, wow, everything's all good, everything's all great. So social media is good. I'm not trying to say it's out to get you or it's a very negative thing. You can also keep in touch with people that you wouldn't be able to see, like famous people, to see what they're doing and what products they're producing and things. So it is really good for a ton of connection reasons. Alright, so now after we're done talking about the upsides of social media, now we're going to talk about the upsides of actually not having social media. For one, you care about way less, which means you are honestly very at peace. And I honestly thought I was going to be kind of depressed, man, all my friends, I'm going to miss snapping all those hot girls. I honestly thought I was going to miss it. I was going to be dang, I really do enjoy Snapchat. Snapchat memories. Again, these apps are great platforms, don't get me wrong. But to be honest, I found actually a lot of happiness in just being around my two roommates, Kate and Ben. These guys are hometown friends, obviously, so I feel like I'm pretty connected to them. At least I've known them, most of my life. And, yeah, I honestly didn't struggle with, happiness to begin with, and I had a lot of peace. My notifications weren't being blown up. If I was focusing on something, I wasn't worried about my cell phone going off. It's such a distraction when you're getting hundreds of notifications from different social media apps. Think about how many notifications you get a day. If you discount Gmail, I honestly will tell you I probably get 10 notifications a day, with Gmail included, maybe 20 now. And I guarantee you guys get over 100 notifications from different apps that are constantly trying to grab at your attention, and you need to focus on where your attention actually needs to go. It's not sitting on TikTok scrolling for hours. You can do something beneficial for yourself, your bloodline. I don't even know. Do something today to thank yourself tomorrow. I think that made sense. Hold on, let me think about that. Yo, this is Editor Brady to tell you that the actual quote is do something today for a better tomorrow. So I'm actually not correct. I was very dumb. Do something today for a better tomorrow. So overall, I actually lost a couple hours in screen time to begin with. And it made me appreciate the things around me more. My roommates, I wasn't constantly looking at my phone. I was actually looking up and, seeing my friends. And then I would actually notice my friends get on social media, and I never felt like a former, man, I really wish I could get on. For me, I didn't actually miss it at all. It was crazy. Not a single day did I, was tempted to download it. Honestly, I did not. I didn't scroll at all for a whole month. And it really wasn't even that hard. And honestly, it felt really relieving. I don't really want to download these apps again, and if I do, I want to make sure I monitor my time on them, because you can let your life slip away by just consuming and not producing anything, and that's an issue. So, yeah. Go out there and produce some. Stop consuming so much. No, but genuinely, guys, if you just want to break from it all, deleting your social media is a really good way to do it. And honestly, I think it's about time that we start appreciating the sacred things we have around us and the friendships that we have that aren't through the screens, because those things are sacred and they're not viewed by millions of people. Whereas if you look at some very attractive model on the internet that has 10 million views, that is not sacred to anybody, and you are pleasing yourself off just the pure sight of her, when really you could look up and actually enjoy what's in your life and what is willing to spend time with you. It's very sacred once you actually look up and realize that the people around you in this current moment matter, and that in the future they will be the ones that you think about and not those videos that you are constantly scrolling through. So it's just really important to appreciate the time we have at the age we are at, because we'll never be younger than we are today. So anyway, guys, this has been Brady with your first video in a while. I'll be uploading more, but thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and peace.